Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Monday. It's my first time filming in this room. I understand that Friday's episode is going to come out and it's also going to be in this room, but I'm filming this one first. And also, Carter's home right now. He's going to go work out in the gym, but I'm not sure if he's out there and I'm not sure if he can hear me, which makes me feel insecure, but it's fine. May, please go lay down. May is also up here because if nobody is with her, she'll bark, she'll run it up and down the stairs, and we can't have that. However, hi friends, happy Monday. I hope you had the best weekend. Let's just get into the stories. Okay. Am I the asshole for vetoing my wife's car purchase in the dealership and walking her out of there without looking at the car she picked out? So my 29 male wife, 27 female, is a stay-at-home mom by her choice until the kids are old enough to go to school. Her older Honda SUV recently bit the dust when it needed some major repairs that totaled more than the value of her car. This was right at the beginning of the work week for me, so I unfortunately didn't have the time to sit with her and look at cars immediately. I told her she can do some research first, or she can hold off until my days off and we could do some research together. I gave her a maximum budget of $20,000, but it was flexible if she found something she really liked. In the meantime, I lent her my car, Mustang Mach-E, which those are very expensive cars, might I add, and took public transit / Uber to work during the week. I love that he accommodated her. However, $20,000 for a car, I don't even think there's a car on the market for $20,000. I understand used, but even a used car, I don't think you're going to find anything decent within $20,000. He said it's flexible, but you have a Mustang Mach-E. I'm sure you're making payments on that. Let me actually look up, because I feel like if you don't know what a Mustang is like a Ford, obviously. It's like one of their, you don't consider it, it's like a muscle car. It's not really a sports car. Okay, let me just look. Mustang Mach-E. Let me look at the prices that pop up when I type it in. Okay, 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. $40,000. Well, that's for a used one. This is a 2025 Ford Mustang with 40,000 miles. Okay, a 2024 one is 30,000. Yeah, but she can't drive a $20,000 plus car, which, like, I'm not, hello, you guys know me. I don't want to spend more money than I have to, but I feel like you also have to be realistic, right? Anywho, okay, let's keep going. On one of my half days, I get a call from my wife saying that I need to come to a dealership after work and look at a new car that she wants. I get a sinking feeling knowing she went to a dealership without me, knowing how predatory they can be. So I ask her for the address. It's a Lexus dealership. Good for her. Honestly, good for her. But if you don't know what a Lexus is, I mean, that is a luxury car, obviously. Oh, damn. I asked her who recommended it, and she said that one of her friends has a boyfriend who works there and that they would work out a nice deal for her. That friend happens to drive a Lexus and managed to get my wife in love with her car. Carter's mom has a Lexus. She got it new, like last year, a hybrid, not a hybrid, but I always call a midsize a hybrid. I don't know what you call that. It's not a sedan, but it's not an SUV. In the middle, that's a hybrid in my vocabulary. But she loves it. But it is like, I think $60,000. If you're at a Lexus dealership, obviously they have used as well, but you're not getting anything there under, I would say, at least $40,000. Oh, and that's really bad. He's going in there with this headspace. Like, I would be pissed too if Carter called me and was like, I'm looking at, if there were a certain budget that we had in mind and then he's at the Porsche dealership, I'd be like, of course I would love that for me, but like not the cost. Oh gosh. I get off work and drove over to the dealership. On the phone with my wife, I locate her and this car sales professional. I ask if she's seen and driven the car. She says yes, she likes it. I ask the salesman, how much is it? Out the door. He says, well, your wife and I were discussing some options. How much do you have down? I said, honey, we're not buying a car today. Let's go. Oy. She asks why, and I say because he can't give us a straight answer about how much the car costs. He says, hold on, and prints out the sheet. The used 2020 Lexus GX 460 she was looking at was an eye-watering $56,000 after taxes, fees, and add-ons. A 2020 vehicle, $56,000. Oh my gosh. I would actually lose my mind. Well, this was like when we went to the Tesla dealership. I was like, it actually wasn't even that insane, but I'm like, we don't need this right now. I literally was like red in the face. I've actually been in this scenario, kind of, not really, but oh my gosh. I said, no, honey, that's not what we agreed on. She asked if I could at least look at the car before I left, but I said no. The salesman tried to butter me up and sell me on the car and say that they could work on the price, but I just took the keys from my wife and left. Eventually, I was able to sit her down and show her some more affordable options that wouldn't require us financing the car and going back into debt. She ended up purchasing a nice used Honda Pilot Touring that she ended up liking. That car, all told, purchase price and then some overdue maintenance items, came out to about $21,000. This incident, in the grand scheme of marriage, was a blip, but she did say I seemed cold and unreceptive to what she wanted at the dealership. But I defended myself by saying that the sales strategy in a dealership sometimes is to make one spouse love the car and make that spouse feel like the salesperson is on their side, so they might purchase a car from them even if it's not a good decision for the couple. Am I the asshole for how I handled the dealership situation? Her friend is also a little upset. I treated her boyfriend rudely at the dealership, but from my perspective, that wasn't my wife's friend's partner. That was a car salesman trying to put us in $800 a month worth of debt for the next 5 years. He's right. He's 100% in the right. And I understand she's not necessarily wrong. Like the way he handled it, I could understand maybe why she's upset. And obviously she was like really excited about this car. But this is why when it comes to finances, these are like the hardest conversations I feel, because I think, well, there are so many different dynamics. You could have two people that aren't good with money. You could have one person who's good with money and one who's not. You could have two very financially savvy people. And not to say that she's being bad with money, but if they have no debt, like he said, they would be getting put back into debt over a car. And I don't blame her, because I think these things have become so normalized, like an $800 car payment or a car payment in general. Like, I understand in the United States of America, if you live here, that a car is necessary. It is necessary in the society we live in, but you also don't need the newest, nicest. And that wasn't even new and nice. That was a 2020 vehicle, 56,000. Like, you would have to literally, I'd be dead. I would be deceased if Carter wanted a car that was $56,000 and it wasn't even brand new, but let alone like $56,000. And of course, inflation, like cars are more expensive than they have been, but you can find, like they found this Honda Pilot 21,000. And I understand it's not the hot, cool car, but the hot, cool thing is to be able to afford your vehicle. That will give you real money to do other things. Like, I do understand, don't get me wrong, it's like fun to drive a new nice car. Not that I really know, but like when I go to the nanny fam's house and I get to drive the Tesla, it's so fun, but it's also not my payment. Once you get something like a nice car, I get it. It's nice. It is luxe. I think life can be about the little things, but $800 a month for a vehicle, like, I just can't. If you make the income and that makes sense and like it's literally just a drop in the bucket, fine. But like for most Americans, that is a lot of money. That is a fuck ton of money, and it's not worth it in my opinion. And I think that she could be right the way he handled it. But like, I understand he was going into the situation hot. That's exactly how I went into the Tesla dealership. Carter just like dropped that on me and I was like, what the fuck is going on? We're not buying a car. We don't even need a car. And I was already angry. And the sales guy definitely knew that I was the bitch in the relationship. But him being cold and unreceptive or whatever she's saying, I get it. You love the car. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he would love the car too. I'm sure it was really nice, but financially it's just way better off like doing the smart financial thing. Like you could get a car in the future if we're able to just like have a little payment or no payment right now. You have children, like maybe you can work your way up to that, but right now it's not making sense. I'm on his side, which is a no-brainer. You guys know that immediately I was gonna be on his side. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for choosing my best friend as my best man instead of my stepbrother? I, 24 male, am getting married to my fiance, 28 female, in 2 weeks. My stepbrother, Pete, 25 male, is mad that I chose my best friend, Charles, 28 male, as my best man. Honestly, choosing Charles was a no-brainer because Pete and I aren't close. Yeah, we're stepbrothers, but we never lived together. I used to live with my mom and he lives with my dad and stepmom. We didn't go to school together. We only hung out when I visited my dad. And even then, the times he came out of his room when I was over there were few and far between. Wait, I just got like hung up on something. He said, I, 24 male, am getting married. And then my stepbrother, Pete, 25 male. Yeah, we're stepbrothers. I used to live with my mom and he lives with my dad and stepmom. Oh, I'm guessing that Pete has a different mom. Pete's older. The stepbrother is older. Therefore, his dad had Pete before they had him, but he said mom or dad and stepmom, which led me to believe that that mom is Pete's mom. But if so, there would have had to be cheating allegations. Are you guys following this? Do you get what I'm saying? The guy speaking is 24 and the stepbrother is 25, which means that the stepbrother had to be born first. But he lives with his dad. Obviously, they share the same dad, but not the same moms. But it says he lives with his dad and stepmom. But is this a different mom? Are you guys following along with what I'm saying? That's like really tripping me out. It's really not that important to the details, but that's kind of confusing and weird. I'm guessing maybe the mom passed or something, or this mom and dad got pregnant, broke up. He quickly then got somebody else pregnant and then got back together with that woman. I'm not really sure. Okay, I need to not get hung up on that. Even in the last 6 months, I can count on one hand the number of times I've talked to Pete, whereas I've talked to Charles pretty much every day in the last 6 months. I used to invite Pete to do things with me and call to chat so we could actually have a brotherly relationship, but he never accepted any of my invitations or answered any of my calls, so I gave up trying. He's made it clear to me that he doesn't want much to do with me. On the other hand, Charles and I are really close. Charles and I have known each other for 11 years and we used to hang out pretty much every single day. He chose me as his best man for his wedding. He's like an older brother to me. I've gone to him for advice and I've been there for him when he needs me. If I'm being completely honest, I see Charles as a brother while I don't really see Pete as a brother or even a stepbrother. Just the son of the woman my dad married. Okay. So it's not his dad's. That makes so much more sense. Oh, interesting. Oh, I guess they did say step because it's half. Oh, I'm literally an idiot. I'm literally a goddamn idiot. Okay. Which that again was irrelevant. Here's the thing. I'm already 100% on this guy's side. Like if you, number one, you get to pick whoever is your best man, maid of honor, you get to pick that. You don't even have to pick your blood sibling. Like he's not in the wrong at all. And that's weird though, that Pete is the one throwing a fit because he has not answered his calls or wanted to hang out with him. But now people are so weird about weddings. And when it comes to like, I don't know, is it the optics? Like, do people just want to seem like they're important or they're like really close to the bride or groom? I just like don't really understand that at all. Like why during these big moments, I think it's 100% for the optics because of what else? Like, why do you care that much? You guys aren't even close. And like this guy actually has a very close friend and he wants to honor him. And also, no offense, and I don't mean to be sexist, you're men. You're literally men. Why do you care? Like, I understand it's the same exact thing. I think it doesn't matter no matter what the gender, but I understand women care more about like just shit like this. You're literally boys. Why do you even give a shit? No offense. Nothing against Pete. He seemed like a decent guy and he was and still is invited to the wedding. He just wasn't in the wedding party because he's basically a stranger. Anyway, the whole reason I made this point is because I got a text from Pete earlier today. He found out I chose Charles as my best man and said he was hurt that I didn't choose him. Then he demanded I make him my best man. I apologized and said I was sticking with Charles, and he messaged back saying he wasn't coming if he wasn't my best man. That's crazy. How are you going to demand what somebody does in their own wedding, period, even if you guys were actually close? Even if you guys were the closest you've ever been, but they still felt like they wanted to make their friend the best man. That is their choice. You being a stink about it is just annoying and honestly makes you want to choose them less, in my opinion. I've told every one of my friends, and I did tell my brother before his wedding, like multiple times, low-key, because like I didn't even want to be in it. Not actually. I'm so thankful that they did, but like I didn't give a shit. I told them, I said, don't make me a bridesmaid because I'm Brandon's sister. Like you don't need to do that. I won't give a shit. Like I literally won't be hurt in the slightest. And I don't want you to feel pressured to make me a bridesmaid if it's because I'm Brandon's sister, because I love his wife and we have a great relationship, but we don't like talk that often because I don't even talk to my brother that super often. I don't know. It's just like how we are. And at that time, I'm like, just choose your friends. And if I want to pick me, I said like, please do. I, of course, will be a bridesmaid, but I'm like, don't feel pressured to, because I understand that people are put in weird positions because of this. Like, yeah, I'm my brother's sister, but it's like, who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. Right. And honestly, it probably would have been better off because that whole bridesmaid thing was a fiasco. But I've also told like my best friend, Natalie, I'm like, do whatever you want to do. Make me an attendant. Don't even make me anything. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I will be at the wedding. I support you. I don't care about those things like at all. And that's just me. I don't know. I don't think it's that crazy. Like, why do you care so much? Like, somebody's wedding is the celebration of their love. Like, why do I care where I am in that situation? If I'm a guest, if I'm not a guest, like, I don't know. It's just like not worth getting worked up over. But demanding that he makes you, especially when you're not close, that's crazy. Around half an hour after that, I got a call from my stepmom. She went off on me for not choosing Pete as my best man. She said I should have chosen him because we're brothers. She ended her rant by saying she wasn't coming if Pete wasn't my best man. Then she hung up. I'm sorry. What the fuck are we talking about? That's crazy. And again, I swear, are these podcast episodes repeats? Like, how are you as a grown woman thinking that and saying that? Like, how? I just think people live in delusion. I think people live in a different world. It's like, I understand maybe you wish your kids were closer. You wish they felt like brothers. I get that. It's like even real siblings. Like I know so many scenarios where the parents like so badly want their children, siblings to get together or get along and they don't. And it's like, I get why you want that deeply, but like it's just not the reality and it's not going to be the reality. You know what I mean? It's like quit trying to force it and like quit trying to pretend that it is this way, right? Like, oh my gosh, you're not going to your, what is that to her? Stepson's wedding because he didn't make your son a best man when they're not even close. Oh my gosh. Shortly after that, I got a text from my dad saying I should just make Pete my best man to keep the peace. It's his wedding. Oh my God. To keep the peace. Whose peace am I keeping? I think about that all the time. Honestly, TikTok has taught me so many things. It's like everybody's told like do this to keep the peace. It's like keep the peace for everybody else. Now I don't even get to have my own best man. Also, isn't the wedding like 2 weeks away? I'm getting married to my fiance in 2 weeks. What? Don't you get like custom suits? Like how is this all even just happening right now? I'm so lost. Now there's this little voice in the back of my head that's wondering if I should just make Pete my best man. Am I the asshole for choosing my best friend instead of my stepbrother as the best man? No. And the fact that everybody's making a stink about it is such a bad look on them. I can't. I literally can't deal. And this is one of the reasons, which I don't even think anybody in my life would make a stink, but like why I would never have a wedding for myself. It's just so much drama. For what? And like this is supposed to be the happiest time of your life. Well, supposedly, and everybody makes it like the worst. There's always something, whether it's the bridesmaid trip, whether it's the family dynamics, whether it's inviting this person or your parents want you to like, why? I'm avoiding all of that and I'm just gonna go get married. I literally can't. There's like no scenario where I think he's the asshole at all. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for refusing to take my shoes off in my friend's house, causing his wife to cancel the D&D session for everyone? I, 38 male, was invited to a D&D session with 4 other people at my friend Alex's 34 male's house. What the fuck is a D&D session? I'm not sure what that is, but we're just going to assume that it's a game night. When I got there, his wife answered the door and immediately asked me to take my shoes off because they have a strict no shoes policy due to them having a crawling baby. I explained that I have a medical condition called epidermolysis bullosa simplex, he put in parentheses EBS, which makes the skin on my feet extremely fragile. Even mild friction or pressure can cause painful blisters and tears. So I have to wear supportive shoes with cushioned orthopedic insoles at all times, even indoors. Walking barefoot or just in socks causes me pain and can lead to bleeding. Holy fuck, that's a crazy syndrome to have, or disease, or medical condition. That's so sad. I think about all of the health issues and all of the things that are out there, and I am so blessed and so thankful that I'm healthy, and that maybe is like not the sympathetic thing to talk about right now, but holy shit, like some people just have the most rare, crazy things I've ever heard of. And like, I'm sure that impacts them so deeply. I mean, he has to constantly wear shoes with insoles. Okay, but here's my thing. Do you have indoor shoes? Like, do you have slippers where you could slip the orthopedic in? This cannot be the first time you're coming across somebody who's asking you to take your shoes off, right? And I'm guessing you've had this condition your whole life. I don't think either of you is in the wrong. Like, okay, it's sounding like you're gonna have to keep your shoes on, but I get that she has a crawling baby and she probably doesn't want germs all over her floor. Let's keep going. She suggested I put grocery bags or socks over my shoes, but I told her that's unsafe for walking and honestly just insulting. She said she can't compromise her baby's health for my comfort. When Alex came to the door, he told me to just deal with it for a couple of hours or I wasn't welcome inside. I told him I wasn't going to risk injuring myself over a D&D session, and if my shoes were that big of an issue, I'd respectfully leave. Oh, you're kind of being an asshole. This is one of those where you're definitely put grocery bags over them. Like, you know, when worker people come in and they have those things that they put on their shoes, like the little covers, get those or get indoor shoes. Like these people, they're not in the wrong at all. This is their home and they have a crawling baby and they don't want their baby to get sick because there's germs all over the goddamn floor from your dirty ass fucking shoes. I'm so confused always by these scenarios because number one, have you never come across this before? How old are you? 38 male? And you've never come into somebody's home. I'm guessing that his family accommodates him or the people that really know him. But that's the other thing. If you guys are friends, how is this not even just come up in conversation? Even if you've never been to their house, like if I had a friend who had this condition, I would know that they have to keep their shoes on or that's the way that they live. Like they don't do indoor. Like if you were good friends, you would know this about them. And then you could have talked about this prior. Like how is this literally happening at the front door? I don't understand how things get that way. If it were like a acquaintance, like let's say you met, your kids were at the park playing and this random people invited you over or somebody from the school that they go to and you show up, but you have to, if you have a condition like this, you have to think ahead. You have to know that some people don't let you just wear your dirty ass fucking shoes in the house. Like the fact that this has never happened before or the thought never crossed the head is insane. As I walked back to my car, I overheard his wife telling the other guests that were already there that the night was off because I made a huge scene at the door. Later, I got a group text from Alex saying he was canceling D&D night because it's not fair to expect everyone else to pretend nothing happened. Okay, your friends are low-key drama. Like you were 100% in the wrong, but why did they have to cancel the whole night? I guess maybe she's just like very upset that that happened. Some mutual friends say I overreacted and could have just sucked it up, while others think Alex and his wife were ridiculous for ruining everyone else's plans just because I decided not to stay. Am I the asshole? I'm so confused. Didn't you say 4 other people? I was invited to a D&D session with 4 other people. That's like barely any people. First of all, what? He's in the wrong 100%. I'm so confused how you've never come across this. I'm so confused how you don't have indoor shoes. Like, I get you have a condition, or you just say, I can't go. Like, you need to understand that some people are going to have a no shoe policy, whether they have a crawling baby or not. Like, this is a very common thing that people do to not let you wear shoes in their house. And I get it. I understand it. I'm not that insane about it. We're trying to be good about it in this new house. But like, you are the asshole for making a stink about it, or like not planning, or also not wearing grocery bags over your shoes. Like, what's the big deal? You're not going to slip and fall. You're 38. You're not an old grandpa. And it's not even, oh my gosh. But then the fact that they canceled it. Okay. And like all of your friends, the peanut gallery giving their opinions, I made a huge scene at the door. It's not fair to expect everyone else to pretend like nothing happened. It really wasn't like that big of a deal. There's an edit and it says, I should add that I texted our friend group chat a few days ago about my concerns with my condition because we changed the location of the meetup to his house instead of mine. Alex reassured me that I shouldn't worry about it, so I didn't bring my indoor shoes. Oh, your friend told you that it won't be a big deal? Well, if that's the case, that's on him. That's 100% on him for not standing on his wife's business with the house shoes? Did you make it explicitly clear that it was like the shoes and you were going to be, I feel like there's a lot of like miscommunication here. Everybody's kind of the asshole. They're not the assholes for like not allowing you to come in, because I get it 1000%. You are the asshole for kind of making a stink about it, or not like wanting to, or you're allowed to leave. Here's the thing. You are allowed to 100% say, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't have other shoes. I don't want to wear the grocery bags. Goodbye. Like, that is perfectly normal and fine. It kind of became this big deal, but they also overreacted in the end. They canceled the whole thing, which I guess they can do, but that's insane. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my mom wear white to my wedding, even though she claims it's her last chance to feel beautiful? There were a lot of wedding ones I recognize, and maybe it's just the season. It's August, like this is prime time, but I'm living for it. I just turned 23 and I'm getting married in October. Child bride. My mom and I have always had what I would refer to as a rocky relationship, especially since I got engaged. She's been oddly competitive, commenting on my body, comparing our rings like we are in some competition, saying things like, "This day is as much about me as it is about you." Oh my God. Ow! I literally cannot. I was at a store this weekend and there was a girl who was shopping for bridal things because she's engaged. They had a bridal shower. She was just trying on a bunch of white shit. And the attendant in the fitting room, I was changing. Like, I was in a room, so I'm like overhearing through the stalls or whatever. She asked the mom if she had found her dress yet for the wedding. And the mom was like, "No, I haven't yet. I've been looking and looking, and it's kind of a big deal. And the wedding is like only 2 months away. And I really need to figure that out." And I'm like, oh, I never thought. And I'm not trying to be like a pick me and like so go with the flow and chill. For other people's weddings, I just like don't think about myself. Like, to me, of course, you have to find a dress and whatnot. But like, I never think about, and maybe it'll change once I'm older and we have children, like the mom of the bride, or like, I never even thought that for myself. I never thought about my parents and their role in the wedding and how that might affect them, but they don't think that way either. Like, they don't give a shit about the daddy-daughter dance or like this and that. Like, my mom and my brother danced at his wedding and it was super short, and it was just, it's like, we're just not those people. I think all of us just don't really like attention, and that's just not like our thing. I don't know what my parents were like at their wedding. Obviously, I wasn't there. They did shortly then get divorced after. So if I had to guess, I'm not really sure. But it's so interesting how everybody makes weddings about themselves when it's literally about the two people getting married. Anywho, I can't even. I honestly thought that she was joking until she showed me the dress she bought. A white floor-length gown that looks exactly like a bridal dress. That's insane. That's literally fucking insane. And I told her flat out, she cannot wear that because, in my opinion, it doesn't match the occasion. She got quiet, then burst into tears, saying it's her and this was an opportunity to feel beautiful before getting old, and that I'm selfish for not letting her have this one thing. She's literally insane. And it makes sense that she said that they've had a rocky relationship, because if this is how the woman is acting about your wedding, oh my gosh, she's trying to literally take over your wedding. And to say that this day is as much about me as it is about you could not be further from the truth. And again, like, I just cannot understand that. Like, your child is getting married. It's similar. And maybe I'm just literally a cold-hearted bitch, but sometimes I see things on TikTok. Like, there was a girl, and you know, mother of the bride and mother of the groom, and there's the daddy-daughter dance, and then it's the son-mom. But like, I saw once a TikTok about a girl. She did this huge speech at her wedding about her mother. And she was saying how like the moms, like, yeah, there's the mother of the bride and they wear like a nice dress typically or something, but like they don't really get recognized, you know, because it's like, again, like I just said, it's like the son and the mom, but then it's like the daughter and the dad walks her down the aisle, and like the mom really isn't, there's no highlight. And therefore this girl was giving a speech, which I guess is nice to even things out. But again, like she did this like 10-minute speech about how great her mom is. And I understand that like we wouldn't be here without our parents, but it just seems like, again, what is the wedding about? I guess I'm maybe just like literally so cold, and maybe I should make it more family friendly. But like to me, a wedding is about the two people getting married. And it's like, I get it. You do the bridesmaids and whatever to like honor your friends, but they're just kind of there like next to you. There's not like really some big, I guess, you know, the maid of honor and the best man give a speech, but it's like, I don't know. To me, you guys know how I feel. Brenna, shut the fuck up for once in your life. I felt really bad about this, so I offered to go shopping with her to find something elegant and more appropriate. And all of a sudden, her continence, wait, let me make sure I'm pronouncing that right. What even does that mean? Continence. Let's do the countenance. That's a really good word. It says it either countenance, a person's face or facial expression, or it means support. She was giving her specific countenance to the occasion. Okay, so it's either a facial expression or support. I felt really bad about this, so I also offered to go shopping with her to find something elegant and more appropriate. All of a sudden, her countenance changed, and then she told me I was controlling and ungrateful. What gave me peace was that my fiance backed me up, as did my maid of honor. Now, my mom is threatening not to come to the wedding, and my aunt says I should just let her have this to avoid drama. I don't think I'm wrong for drawing a line here, but now part of me wonders if I'm the asshole. What's with everybody telling the women and men of the wedding that they should just suck it up? How about you guys get in line, and this is her wedding and she can do what she wants? Anybody who doesn't think your mom is literally acting insane is also an insane person. Oh my gosh. I cannot like deal with these things. Like, oh my gosh. No, you're not in the wrong at all. Your mom is being selfish and rude and, quite frankly, like out of her goddamn mind. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm wrong for drawing a line here, but now part of me wonders, no, you were so kind to even offer to go shopping with her, because literally she should be able to go out and shop herself and find an appropriate dress. Like, anybody who gets onto Google and says, what does a mother of the bride wear to the wedding, can find something appropriate. Oh my gosh, I can't even be bothered with that. Next. I, 25 female, lied to my boyfriend, 26 male, about his dick size. So I, 25 female, have been with my boyfriend, 26 male, for a couple of months now. He's actually one of the sweetest guys I've been with. He plans surprises, he cooks for me, he massages my feet after I get back from my runs. Just a walking green flag. That's so sweet. I feel really safe and cared for with him. It's been really refreshing, especially compared to some guys I've been with before. And let me just add, I've had my fair share of experiences, like well into the double digits. He knows, and it's never been an issue. I could tell he was curious, a little intimidated maybe, but I always told him that it didn't matter. Okay, so she's talking about the fact that she's been with lots of dudes, which is fine. But he's a sweet, sweet, precious boyfriend. Perfect. Everything sounds great. That was like such an odd way to slide that in there. She said, I have my fair share of experiences, like well into the double digits. I don't care. Pop the fuck off. And he shouldn't care. Recently, while we were having a pillow chat after sex, he asked me how he compares down there compared to the other guys I've slept with. This is where you get into dangerous territory. Why would you even ask that in the first place? Oh, I laughed it off and tried to dodge it with a joke, but he insisted. I told him it didn't matter because I'm with him now, but he kept pushing and he wanted to know. I said, fine, and started thinking. He insisted that he wanted full honesty, that he wanted us to be 100% transparent with each other. So I promised to be 100% honest. He's putting you in an impossible situation. There is no way to answer that honestly, because even if you said, like, why would you ask this? Why would he want to know? He must have literally no clue where he stands in a lineup, which, like, I don't know why you would know that in the first place, but like, even if you said he was middle of the row, like, this doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Why would you even ask that? Eventually, I told him he's a bit above average. He thanked me for telling him. Oh no. Just the fact that the title of this story was that I lied about his dick size. Oh no. He's small. And it doesn't matter. And this would never get brought up if he didn't ask. There was no way for her to answer, because you can't say that. You literally can't say that because it'll make him so insecure. Oh my gosh. The thing is, it was a lie. I couldn't bring myself to be honest because, as far as I remember, he's the smallest I've ever been with. Oh no. It's fine. It's literally fine. She says so many wonderful things about him, but that's terrible. And why do I feel like that's always the case? Why do I feel like if there's a man out there who would be asking this question, of course he's the smallest? Oh no, because he's probably like kind of insecure. It's good that she lied. It's not good. Okay, Brenna, you know what I mean. It like, you have to, when it comes to something like this, especially when it's not a problem. Like, if it were something where it was affecting your sex life, like, that would be one thing, but it doesn't sound like it is. It just sounds like he's smaller than most or all of the guys she's been with, but it's like not a big deal, and he's a wonderful person, so it doesn't matter. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I couldn't bring myself to be honest because, as far as I remember, he's the smallest I've ever been with. Not by a little, like noticeably smaller. I don't remember every single hookup perfectly, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh no. To be clear, I don't care and I'm perfectly happy with him. Like I said before, he takes care of me in other ways, and I'll take a sweet, attentive man over good dick any day. Oh God, girl, you're digging yourself a hole, because is it not good? Because that is an issue. Like, you need to have good sex with your partner, and it is important, I think, unless you're asexual. Like, it's really important to have physical intimacy, in my opinion. But it is like, I get what she's saying. It's great that he's attentive. I hope that the sex isn't bad. Oh no. Still, I couldn't get it out. I didn't want to humiliate him. It's been gnawing at me because I promised the truth and he trusts me. I feel so conflicted now. Do I tell him the truth? No. You take this to your literal grave. There's like no other way around it. Unfortunately, this is a lie that is not hurting anybody. It's literally not hurting anybody if he never knows the truth. It's not like some big secret. Like, the fact that you had to compare him to the others in the first place, like, that was an inappropriate question, because I'm sure there are guys out there, like, yeah, maybe he's smaller than average, but I'm sure there are guys out there that have smaller dicks than him, and like, it literally doesn't matter at all unless it was affecting you, which in the future, even still, like, you could be like, if it is a problem, just because you said it's above average, like, that was just a comparison. That doesn't mean that it's not small. It's just so subjective. And like, I personally think that it doesn't matter and that he never needs to know at all, because if you guys stayed together for the rest of your life, and also like, he'll never see another man's dick, I would think, like, and even if he did, that could just be, you know, you could just say that that guy was bigger than most, right? Like there's no way for him to know all of the guys you slept with, which I don't know why he would ask that in the first place. Oh my gosh. Never bring it up ever again and keep it moving. Like, no, do not tell him. It only hurts him, which like that's his fault in the first place for asking, knowing that it could be an unfavorable answer. But like you keep this and you take it to the grave. Those are my thoughts. Okay, next. Last but not least, am I the asshole because I won't lie to my kids and tell them that I want them to see their stepmom as their mom too? My ex, 33 male, and I, 33 female, share physical and legal custody of our 2 children, 10 male and 8 female. We broke up 6 years ago. He started dating his now wife, 31 female, 18 months or so after the breakup. We all get along just fine. And my ex met my current partner, 35 male, before our kids too. My ex's wife moved in with him 2 years ago, and they married 5 months after she moved in. The kids get along well with her. I know she loves them, and I know she and my ex were hoping to have children of their own, but they cannot due to a medical condition on her end. This started a conversation between my ex and the kids about whether they wanted to call their stepmom mom, and they told me no. They told him they had a mom and a dad, and that Beth, the stepmom, and Miles, my partner, are extra people, which is valid. There were conversations at my ex's house about using bonus instead of step and about having 2 moms and possibly someday 2 dads. But the kids said no to that and that they'll only ever have 1 mom and dad. My kids first mentioned it to me when their dad asked them to consider seeing their stepmom as their mom too. They told me they didn't like it coming up again, which is how I found out about other talks, and they also said they didn't want her to be their second mom. I suggested they tell their dad how they felt. They told him how they felt, and apparently they were a little more forceful about it, saying that they needed to talk to him and that it was serious, LOL. He asked where this had come from, and they admitted that they talked to me. He asked me what they said, and I told him. We talked about it, and he said he didn't think it was a big deal. I told him I didn't like this being forced on them. I talked to their stepmom after that too, and she told me that she appreciated me telling the kids to be honest so they could change their approach. I don't know how their approach changed, but it doesn't appear to bother the kids as much. But now, my ex wants me to tell them that I want them to consider her their mom too. He told me it's better for their kids. I told him that it would be a lie and not one I am comfortable telling. He asked me why it would be a lie, and I told him I don't want them to consider both of us their mom. He told me I should. That his wife has been so good to the kids and I should want them to have more than just me for their mom role. He called me insecure and said he wouldn't mind my partner being called dad. What? I'm sorry. Like, I understand, and it's really unfortunate that she can't have kids, and like these are gonna be her children kind of too. But you're not their mom. I know we've had similar stories to this, but like get it through your big fat heads. You're not their parent. You're not their mom and dad. Like we all have one mom and dad. Not to say that some people out there have shitty moms and dads and then they get another mom and dad and they call them mom and dad. Of course, there are things around this, but like you have 2 kids that are telling you that they just have one mom and dad, and like they can still view Beth and the other guy, their other dad, as like wonderful people in their life, but like it's still not their mom or dad. Right? Oh my gosh. I said it's one thing to accept when the kids choose it, but it shouldn't be forced upon them. I told him I would never discourage them from calling her mom if they chose to, and I would never discourage them calling my partner dad either if they wanted to, but I would never let that be forced on them either. My ex said, it's a selfish parent who refuses to share, and I'm putting my feelings before the kid's best interest. Why is it the kid's best interest? It doesn't affect the kids at all. Beth is still a part of their life. It's not like the girl is saying that they can't be around Beth. This has nothing to do with actual quality time or them like having the role or being the role in the kids' life, but it's like what they want to call them. Why do we get so fucking hung up on what people want to be called anyways? Like, why does that matter? Your relationship with the kids is what matters. Why does it matter what they call you? Oh my God. I suggested he reflect on whether he's putting his wife's feelings about not being able to have kids above our kids' feelings. He then told me that that's my selfish wish to be their only mom talking. Am I the asshole? No. Literally not at all, not one bit. Like, that is a crazy thing to make your kids call somebody something that they don't want to. Like, I just cannot even understand that. And like, that sucks for her. And I would recommend therapy to the woman because I understand kind of, not really, because like those are also not your kids. Like, I cannot imagine like not birthing a child and like, I get it. You can view them, I guess, as your kids, but like, they're not your kid. Like, that's not your son and daughter. Like, in the biological or like actual sense, right? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are people out there, like kids that were up for adoption, you know, like scenarios where a parent passed or like wasn't in the picture and then somebody stepped in. Of course, like they can be your child or like be your daughter or son or your mom and dad, but like not actually, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that sounds so cold, but you know what I mean? I just cannot imagine like being a step parent. And even if you were there from day one, like that would be different because the kids wouldn't know any different. But these kids were like old enough to understand that, like, and they have both their parents in their life. Like, that is their mom and that is their dad. That's crazy. You are not in the wrong at all. And you shouldn't force anything upon your kids. Like, what's the big deal? I think that woman needs to go to therapy. And I think the man too, because how are you trying to force your kids? Like, what is that really doing at the end of the day? Like, it's going to bring her that much joy that they call her mom. And like, it's not their mom, right? Unfortunately, that's the reality. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I apologize if there's an echo. I'm hoping that the microphone doesn't pick up on it. I need to get like a rug and maybe some other furniture in here, but that is all. Happy Monday. I hope you guys have the best week, and I will see you on Friday. Okay. Bye, guys.